Hey everybody, it's Jeff the 420 Chef. A lot of you have asked for a follow-up to my LÄVO Potency Hack video, which by the way, I have to say thank you so much to the 180,000 people that have viewed that video. But it was missing a few things, and on top of that, people asked about the tCheck potency checker, and I've been waiting to be able to do this video until tCheck actually updated their software. They finally have, they're at 3.11, and now I feel very confident showing you not only how to use the LÄVO 2 and all its different features and functions, but also how to use the tCheck. In addition, I'm going to show you how to use our famous Potency Hack. The greatest thing about the machine is that it will do everything from drying and decarbing your flour to infusing. You just have to know how to use it. Now the machine will come with a pod. The challenge with that pod that I found was that when you put your flour into the pod, the flour is stuffed inside this closed little pod, and whatever is inside in the center of that pod that's not on the outer edges is not going to be infused into your butter or oil. So what I've done is I've come up with a little way to allow your flour to float freely within the reservoir with your oil and basically just infuse into the oil so that you get the maximum potency and the best taste to your butter or oil. All right, so let's start. First thing you're going to need to do is decarb your flour. You cannot do a really good infusion unless you have decarbed your flour, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to open the machine, and then we're going to use this screen in a very different way than you would think to decarb the flour, okay? So the first thing we want to do is turn the machine on, and there's a little button right here. You just hold that until you see the little LÄVO logo, and then it's going to go to whatever mode. You're going to press down on the top to unlock it, and now it's open. You're going to take this little screen here, which is the potency increaser, and you're going to turn it upside down. Not right side up, but upside down, and put it right into the machine. Now these potency increasers have been designed to fit perfectly snugly into the machine so that you don't get any flour falling out underneath into the reservoir, okay? Also, the reason why you're going to turn it upside down is so that you keep your flour far enough away from the heat source so that it doesn't burn or toast, okay? Now we're going to take our flour here and we're going to put it in this little reservoir. You're going to close the top, okay? And then you're going to hit this button over here that says, where it says choose cycle. It's going to say dry, activate, or infuse. You're going to just toggle through until you hit activate. When you get to activate it, you're going to hit the on button, and now it's warming up and it's getting ready to activate. Now the machine is preset at 240 degrees, which is perfect, but it's also set at 30 minutes. You can decarb between 30 minutes and 115 minutes if you wanted to. And it really all depends on the moisture content in your flour. If you're just gonna take your flour and throw it into the machine, if it's moist, you're probably gonna wanna go like 40 minutes. If it's drier, you're gonna wanna go at 30 minutes. If you use my cleaning process, which is gonna yield a damp flour, you're gonna have to put it in there and dry and then activate it, and it's gonna take about 60 to 75 minutes. So just so you know. Okay, so now we're just taking regular flour, put it in here. It's now gone through the decarbing process. We're gonna assume that the decarbing process is over. We're going to just hit the stop button here, or it's gonna stop automatically actually. You're gonna press on this again once it's unlocked, and you're going to have your flour. Now the question is, how do you get the flour out? It's really simple. You're going to, there's a little button right here. You're gonna push on this button, and you're gonna just lift the reservoir right out. Now you're going to take your flour and you're going to put it into, I have a little muffin cup here so I can weigh it, and I'll tell you why we're going to weigh it in a second. But before we even do that, we're going to want to put this back in here, hit that button again, and it's going to set itself back in there, okay? Now you're going to take out that screen, and we're going to use it a little differently in a second when we do our infusion. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to weigh our flour. The reason we're going to weigh the flour is just in case you don't have a tCheck, if you want to figure out the approximate potency of your can of oil or can of butter, there is a calculator online. It is the most accurate calculator for figuring out the infusion or the potency of your infusion. It's free. It's on Android and it's on Apple, and it's called the THC calculator. You're gonna see it says Jeff the 420 Chef and Sugar Leaf Media. That calculator has been designed and developed to take into account every loss factor along the way, including the weight loss factor. So if you started out with, for example, 5 grams of flour, which we actually did in this actually, and you put it through your decarbing process, at the end of that process, you are losing moisture weight. That 5 grams is no longer going to be 5 grams. That 5 grams might be 3.5. It might be less than that. Now I'm gonna tell you that I started out with wetter product, which means that I lost a lot more moisture weight. So that 5 grams of very fresh product is probably going to be about 2.5 grams of product. And I can tell you that it is because I've already pre-weighed it. But when you put this little muffin cup on there, even before you start, you're going to have to hit the tare button on your scale to bring it down to 0. Put your cannabis in the muffin cup, weigh it, and it's going to weigh out at whatever it is. This weighed out at 2.5 grams. Now what I've decided to do is infusion, which is going to be a 4-to-1 infusion, meaning that if that is 2.5 grams of cannabis, I'm going to infuse that into 10 ounces of olive oil. I happen to be using a really great olive oil from Greece. It's called Tagaras. It's my favorite olive oil out there. And by using a great olive oil, you get a great product, right? Great product in, great product out. Shitty product in, well, you know the answer is to that, okay? So make sure you have a really great oil or butter. If you're gonna use butter, use a grass-fed butter, and then you're just gonna infuse it, and at the end you're gonna have a really great product. So in order to infuse it, we're gonna now take our screen here, okay? We're gonna put it back in the reservoir, but we're going to put it right side up. The machine also comes with a little magnet. You're gonna take that magnet, you're gonna put it inside there, and then you're going to take your flour and you're going to just put it right there inside the machine, okay? And you're gonna take your butter or oil and you're going to put that right there in the machine with it. Close it, and then you're going to, again, come back around here where it says activate or infuse, okay? We're going to, let me just shut this down for a second and then we'll turn it back on again to infuse. Okay, so then you're going to toggle through again. It's going to say choose cycle. We're going to do infuse. Okay, now this olive oil, I'm going to infuse the olive oil at 165 degrees and we're going to do it for 2 hours. Okay, so it's already set at 2 hours and we're going to increase the temperature right here where it says temp to 165 degrees. Okay, by the way, along with the Potency Hack, we actually send you a little guide that will tell you the best infusion times and temperatures for each individual oil, okay? So now we have our oil infusing. This is going to infuse for 2 hours. I have a little oil here that I made about a week and a half ago, okay? Now this has been pre-tested by a lab and it came out to 2.2 milligrams per milliliter of our secret ingredient in our oil here. What I'm gonna show you is that the tCheck is going to basically come up with the same number, which is pretty incredible, all right? So what you're gonna wanna do, in order to turn the tCheck on, you wanna make sure that it's on your phone, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just show you first how to load up the tCheck, but it must be paired with your phone first, and then your phone is going to walk you through the instructions. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a screen record that's actually gonna be recording all the things that I'm gonna be doing to check the potency of my oil here, okay? So we're gonna assume that we're set up with our phone here. It's prompting me through the steps. I'm at the point right now where I'm going to put the slide into the tCheck. So the tCheck comes with this really cute little slide thing. You're going to take a little eyedropper with your oil, and what I like to do is basically just put like 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of oil into the little tiny area on the slide where we're gonna put it. We're going to take the second part of it and we're going to just cover it. Now you want to make sure that there are no bubbles in it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a can of oil in there with no bubbles. Okay, now we are going to just put it into the machine here when it prompts us to, and we're going to let it sit. And it is going to measure the potency of our butter or oil in milligrams per milliliter. And just as simple as that. So let me show you what it's going to look like. Okay everybody, and there you have it. Full tutorial on how to decarb your flour, infuse your oil, and then measure the potency through the tCheck. Please feel free to send in a comment or comment below. I answer every single comment, as you know from my previous videos. I will reach out to you if I need to explain anything that you need. But I want you guys to have a full understanding of the way these two amazing appliances work to help you make great tasting, potent infused edibles. Until the next video, hope you guys are staying safe and have a wonderful day. Take care.